Tom Donahue is the CEO in Chamber, and he joins us now by phone to discuss that lawsuit. Tom, welcome. We do first want to ask, though, about stimulus and jobs in this environment with the claims numbers this morning and the stimulus package looming on Washington. What do you guys want to see in that next round of stimulus?
Well, I think it's very important that, as I was just listening to your newscast, that now that they've cleared up the matter that the White House is not pushing for a reduction in Social Security taxes, that they're focusing on how they're going to provide individual support for people in need and to, at the same time, deal with that $600 a week, which is $2,400 a month, over and above what was the normal unemployment insurance, because we do want to encourage people when it is appropriate, according to the medical people, to go back to work. At the same time, they are working on issues that will help deal with getting schools open, and they're going to do some things about direct support in the states. All the things you've heard, but may I just point out one thing? This thing should not be seen as done or a disaster for another week, a week and a half, maybe two, because everybody said that's how long it's going to take to work it out. I think they'll get done whatever they have to do to make sure that we don't have a stop in unemployment insurance.
One more question on this. Are you disappointed in the Fed's Main Street program?
No, I'm not disappointed. My situation, I think that the government and the private sector have operated very thoughtfully together. I think the Republicans and Democrats, while it's an election year, have come together when they really had to. And I think before you get very much further down the road, you'll see that they're going to act in a very responsible way and then go right back to playing politics.
So let me then get to the heart of the matter here, Tom, which is your lawsuit over these work visa rules. Would you like to just see the entire thing scrapped, or what are your goals here? What's the most important objective by the chamber?
Well, I think what you have to focus on, that for a reasonable period of time now, the administration is looking for ways to end a lot of our legal immigration work and programs for whatever their purposes are. It takes two things to sustain and grow an economy. It takes investment cash. We have enough of that in the private sector. And it takes skilled people for jobs that we need. Now, we played the game with the DACA workers, 750,000 workers, and many of them critical employees, and we at least for now have that taken care of. We've dealt with the problem in the colleges, which, by the way, would not only have sent a lot of very talented people home, but it would have put hundreds of colleges on the brink of foreclosure. And now we have this huge lawsuit, which basically is a not welcome here sign for engineers, executives, IT specialists, doctors, nurses, et cetera, and we cannot do that because one bad thing happens.
But what about the folks, Tom, who say all of those types of jobs, all of those positions, all of the workers who are coming into this country, that it's time for American workers to have, a privileged status of some sort when it comes to being trained, being worthy, being available, being hired first for those positions?
Well, that's a very good question, except it doesn't deal with reality. Just before the pandemic, the unemployment rate in the United States is the lowest in 65 years, and there were significant shortages of skilled workers that we had traditionally educated here in the United States. And then they were talking about sending people home. My suggestion to you here is clearly we have to train workers who are not skilled, but we have to keep the workers we're training in our universities, or here's what happens. If we don't have them, they go somewhere else, and that's where we have to send the work. And where the skilled people are, if you keep those people up to date, it creates extraordinary numbers of jobs for people that work within those countries, within those companies, and within those universities, and within those other activities within our society. We have to have, look, we have 340 million people. The other big countries and economies have 1.4 billion people. We need to bring some people here to fill in the jobs that we need and train them here and keep them here.